Good morning. Welcome to FYI. For your information, I am Joretta Finance joining you this wonderful Monday morning, guys. This is Monday, the 8th of August 2022. We are so far down the line already in August. You know what's going on? Quite an interesting day today, Monday. You guys are going to be catching up with us, and we're going to be telling you all that's going on, all that you should be aware of. The weekend was, I hope it was a well spent weekend at your end. I hope you guys were safe. I hope everyone got up this morning feeling energized, had some good rest during the weekend, and off for a good start. You know what we always say when we begin the week, we want to say, make sure you schedule off whatever is it that you want to get completed for this week so that at the end of the week, you will be able to track very, very meaningfully whether or not you were able to complete those tasks throughout the week. Let me know what is going on at your end. As you join the live stream this morning, share, share, share. That is the only thing we consistently tell you: share, share, share. So, good morning to all of you wonderful folks that has been on and wait. Some of you get on here from 7:30 and you wait through to 8 o'clock to be up with you. You are absolutely amazing, and we want to say that as FYI family members, you have been doing your extreme best. So thank you for always coming through. I see John Jones there saying good morning to everyone there. Hey, John Jones, what is going on at your end? Vashti Magnon, not sure what you're doing, Vashti. Rain set up here in Waterloo, Vashti. That's what Vashti said. Vashti, I hear you there. I like the rain. For folks that don't know, I like the rain more than the sun. Hey, Mark Stranger. How are you this morning? Good morning, Facebook user. Yeah, Mark, I don't know. So you mean my big auntie, you understand? You make me feel old over here. Glycis Mingo, born. Good morning to you, Glycis. How are you this morning? Let me know what's going on at your end. Let me know how you guys spend the weekend. I had some crazy phone trouble this weekend. Internet trouble, you name it, I had it. I don't know what was going on with my phone, my internet, so you were trying to reach me. Apologies, folks. I see Savitri Zal. Good morning, FY team. Blessed Monday, off to work, says Savitri Zal this morning. Guys, how many of you heading to work this morning? Let me know in the comment section. Let me wish you all the best. Darrell Cambridge, good morning to you, Darrell. Hope all is well at your end. Is it Wayne Giddens? Good morning to you, Wayne Giddens. Good morning, Joretta. Happy New Week. Same to you, same to you. Valerie Thomas, Sharon Avery, Duncan and Parker, good morning. US in the house, good morning to you. All the folks is joining from the US this morning. Marva Gomes, good morning to you. Marva says, good morning, MP. Thank you, Marva. Good morning to you. Lynette Jacobs, say, Lynette, I see you there. And Samuel Dilks, good morning to you, Samuel. How are you doing this morning? I see Valerie is saying it's hot here in the US. Valerie, I hear you. I don't like the heat. I don't like the heat. It doesn't go well with me at all. I don't know. I don't understand what is going on. Global warming is not treating me well, but I like the rain. I like the cool. Sean Carter, good morning. London in the house this morning. Well, London is in the house this morning for us. Sean says good afternoon there from London. So we always love when you join us. We know the time difference and all of that, but you always take the time out to join us. So we appreciate it a whole lot, guys. Shawnette Jordan Fraser joining this morning from New Jersey. Good morning to you, Shawnette, and all the folks that's joining from New Jersey. I don't know why my eyes are running water this morning. I'm not crying. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I yes, Valerie says she hated too. Guys, you know what you have to do. Every time I take a pause, I come back and I say, share the stream. Make sure you smash the emoji. Let us know what is going on. Let us know where you're joining from. Let us know how your weekend was. I absolutely love when you give the feedback. I see there when for real. Dolly Anderson. Hey, good morning, Dolly. Join in from Ithaca. Very, very wonderful. Good morning to you there, Lorraine. How are you doing? I see Iyabo, Natasha, congrats this dawn. Well, Natasha, let me tell you, if you're anything like Natasha, you're going to be off to an excellent start. Natasha said, shared already. Good going, Natasha. Move to the front of the room. Natasha's off a great morning. It is Monday, folks. Listen, if we are not upbeat about Monday, then our week is going to be absolutely crazy and chaotic. Let us be upbeat about Monday. Let us start off the week very, very good. Margaret Nelson says, Director, you may not enjoy the heat, but at least we are here. Yes. Oh my goodness, you're so correct. Hey Yvonne Ramsar, how are you doing? Let me know what's going on at your end. And Donna Holder. I see Glenn Natasha says watching from Connecticut. So good of you to join us this morning. And Glenn, how are you doing here? What's going on there? Doretta, what is really going on with our fishermen? Sad affairs. That is coming from Magnell Barrow. Well, we've been talking about it. We've been talking about a whole lot of these things. The fish folks, they have been on the other end, the receiving end of the stick when it comes to all that the administration is doing. And I told people before, I said to them, I said, don't worry with that those cash handler that is going, those one-off, temporary relief that is coming, because it doesn't fix the real issues that you have to face, real issues. And we spoke about so many things, especially when it comes to the oil and gas, that particular industry, and the implications that it may have on the fisher folk, and how they're able to survive, and we're seeing a whole lot of ripple effect from what is going on, and it's very crazy. So we definitely will continue to talk about it. I see you there, Edward Gonzalez. Don't think I'm missing your name this morning. But we definitely will have to continue to speak about what is going on with the fisher folk. But you will remember, guys, as we came and we spoke to you about it, we explained the situation very keenly. But there are some folks that just want to believe everything that the administration says to them, and now they're in a really sad situation. It's very crazy. I see. Is it Ian? Ian, good morning to you. Says good morning, Johnny from YouTube this morning. And Alex Boom, what is going on at your end? Good morning to all, except Alec can play in this morning. I'm not even going to call the name Alec. I'm going to be doing you a favor this morning, and I'm not even going to be calling the name. It's Monday morning. We're going to be off to a great start, whether or not they come online, and we're not going to acknowledge them this morning. So more power to you, Alec. Ingrid King, how are you doing this morning? Brooklyn, New York is in the house there, and I hope you guys are doing great over there. My friend is not on as yet. I think my best friend is resides in Brooklyn right now, and I have to say that it's a different atmosphere. It's a different setting, lifestyle there. It's about get up and get every day, on the go, on the go, on the go, and I think that's one of the things a lot of people appreciate about there. There's very minimal time lapse that you can play with. Candy Nalini in the jig. Good morning to you. Irish people can't be late. Let me see how many minutes. Candy, you are almost 8 minutes late. Good. See, I'll be calling you out this morning for that. Hello, Joretta. Very bright, warm, and sunny. Good morning to you. Hey, Glycis and Joretta, please tell Manza to send me pictures of. Okay, so Glycis is not playing. Glycis is basically saying that she took some photos with us there in the rally, and she's waiting for this photo. I'll deliver that message to you, Glycis. Ariel Hector, good morning to you, Ariel. What is going on at your end? I see Lynette Jacobs joining us this morning in the house, and Reginald Allen says he's watching from New York. What is going on in New York? What's new in New York right about now? I see a lot of the New York state senators, and so their internal election, that campaign is heating up. And let me know who are you guys actually voting for there. Let us know in the comment section if you want to. Let us know who you're throwing your support behind for the New York State Senate. And I know it goes by specific districts and so forth. So let me know how the house is going over there for you guys. What's the politics like there, and who are you supporting for these internal elections? Naomi Drucker. Hey, Naomi, speaking to. Okay, Naomi having a different conversation. There's more. Robert Pops Archer. Hey, Robert. Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? It's such a blessing to see you here this lovely Monday morning. I hope all is well at your end. All right, so the comment. The comment of the morning is coming from Warren. Warren says, good morning. Vote for me. Warren is by no means contesting any election over there in the US, but Warren does vote for me. So Warren is from Long Island. I'm not sure how that system goes there with district. Oh, Warren, Sherrod is in the back. Sherrod said, how I know Warren is not contesting. So true. Listen. If Warren is contesting, I would feel so bad because guess what? I try to keep track of so many folks. I haven't seen any flyer or brochure out for Warren yet. Got up his game. Golly God is in the house this morning. So blessings, ma'am. You see what people call me, man, mom and auntie, and so I know the age. Thank you so much, Golly God. How are you doing this morning? Beatrice Selby, hey Beatrice, how are you? Right. The Warren has asked you to write in his name on the ballot. We're not going to do that. And for a little bit, since Warren said that, a little bit of voter education. If you write on the ballot, it's spoiled ballots. Good. Don't go spoiling your ballot out there for Warren, giving you wrong information this morning. I see, I'm not sure. Wadeline Barker, I hope I got that right. Good morning to you. And I see, is it Marlon? Marlon, good morning. I'm not going to try the second name. I don't want to say it wrong. So good morning to you. How are you doing? Carol Rollins in the house. Hey, Carol. I hope you had a good weekend. Let me know what's going on. Clifton Smith is here also. So good morning, Sister Doretta. Like you're blue this morning. Sherry, don't see these comments. He just seen all the comments. But it's all right. Thank you so much. Candace Narayan. Candace probably was out and blinging this weekend, right? I don't like people address me like that. You see, Candace, you feel my pain, right? You don't like people say this, mom and aunt, those things. We feel all, one in the other day I come out of high school, I don't know what's going on. Hey, Edward, how are you doing? And Dawn Bain says, good morning, watching from Brooklyn. A lot of folks in the house from Brooklyn this morning. I have to say I'm sending a lot of love this morning to all the folks joining us in New York. It's very interesting that you take the time out, and we appreciate it so much. It means that the information that we're sharing, incredible information, is to your liking. And I appreciate the fact that you take the time out to come online every single morning to be a part of this conversation. I see Desmond McDonald in the house, as Mac in the house, and George Barker. Queens, New York in the house. Patricia, Anasa, I see. I'm calling the names out. My eyes are running while I don't know why. I'm calling the names out and I remember. Like someone was telling me that that there is some other program people online that is trying to do shout outs as we do. Listen, they can't come between what's going on in this family. We gotta put some facets on what we do. Reginald Allen, how are you doing? And Faye, hey Faye, what is going on? Buffalo, New York, says Warren, forget it, writing. What is it? Writing votes are not uncommon and happens in elections all the time. Oh, I didn't catch that completely, but probably the system's a little different there. And it is here. Don Baines. Hey, Don Baines. What it's saying is respect and manners to you. Where is, the big man is coming you want. So, when y'all see. Good. George Barker says, okay, happy birthday. I'm missing something. Whose birthday is it this morning? Let me know whose birthday is it. Rhonda Spencer Tom. Good morning to you, Rhonda. And Clifton Smith says, Brother Sherrod. Duncan, how are you doing this morning? Show yourself. Brother Duncan, persons are asking for you to show yourself. Lola Lancaster Bishop. Hey, Lola, good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? I think Lola joins us on Region 10. Am I getting that right? I hope so. Robin Ryan. Hey, how you doing? Whose birthday? Okay, it's Robin Ryan's birthday. Good. Excellent. Thank you so much. Robin, if I could have, I would have, but I can't sing, so I'm gonna leave that up to Sherrod. But from my part, I'm gonna say happy birthday to you, Robin. Hope you're having a good day. I hope that you surround yourself with loving people, laughter, and that you have a fulfilled day. On your birthday, what you want to do is to remove any negative energy altogether. Make sure you start this new chapter in your life on a positive note. And just remove all negativity. Just positive vibes for going forward. In this next chapter of your life, you're going to be great. So happy birthday to you. And I hope you have a splendid one. Raymond, hey Raymond, how you doing? Let me know what's going on at your end. I am seeing, I said good Good born again. What's going on on the ground? You gonna move fast. Yes, yes, yes. I see Reginald Allen still there, Ingrid King. Guys, Roxanne Garway. Finally, Bardic folks are showing up in the house this morning. Good morning to you, Roxanne. How's your husband? Say hello to him for me this morning. Guys, if you don't know, Roxanne's husband is very much of a community man. He does an extremely a lot of work when it comes to making sure that the community is in order and functioning as should. So we appreciate him so much. And behind every strong man, there's a strong woman supporting him. So Roxanne, we know he can't do it without you. So thank you so much for making sure that all is well in the home, and we appreciate your family so so much. Civil James, how are you doing this morning? I hope all is well at your end. And is it favorite? I hope I got that right. I hope I got that right. Guys, let me know what is going on. If there's anything, I keep asking you. Once there is something that's happening in your community that you need us to know about, let us get straight into it. Don't be afraid to drop that in the comment section. It's absolutely necessary. I see you, Penelope. Good morning to you. I hope all is well at your end. I hope that Elizabeth Gaskin, and I see you also. But remember that anything is happening in your community, make sure that you drop that in the comment section. We want to make sure that we keep abreast with what is going on at your end. When you come on here, you have this platform is your platform. I don't know how else to say it. This platform is your platform. This morning show is your morning show. Whatever it is that's bothering you at your end, you just let us know, and we're going to continue to go forward with it. How are you doing? I see Dolly Prasad. Good morning to you, Dolly. How are you doing this morning? I see you, Marlon Larma and Sean Ned. Hope all is well at your end. Let us know what is going on at your end. Share, share, share. We want to get straight into what is going on. Share, share, share. Let us make sure that the shares are up. The conversation this morning has to be very, very intense. Sharon is going to be on joining us pretty soon, but let us know what is going on and if there's anything that you need us to do from your end, guys. And you know what we do. We want to go into the morning papers, the very first thing, and I see a lot happening, and the conversation we can start it off from the morning papers, especially when it comes to what is going on with the fisher folk, because I know this is a big one, and a lot of folks are complaining bitterly about it. But you know what we've been saying when it comes to research. I think Sheriff says it's best when it comes to the research aspect, when it comes to anything concerning studies and those things. The administration seems to not have the inclination, if I can say that way, to go that route. And this is very sad because all of these things, everything that is being done, it has heavy impact on the environment and how we move forward, and the way in which people are used to live in economic activities that was saturated in those areas and so forth. One of the things we're looking at this morning is the fact that although it was very much said or promised, however we can put it over, that the dredging of the river will not affect the fisher folk. We see the fisher folk has been complaining bitterly, and it's a very sad situation because we know the way in which things are happening right about now. We know the cost of living that of Guyanese, the cost of living being faced by Guyanese right about now is absolutely ridiculous. We said it before, we said it from the beginning, that inflation is so poor, it's so bad, that at the beginning of the year, let me just start from that point. At the beginning of the year, in February, in the National Assembly, the Finance Minister Ashti Singh came to the House and he said that they're projecting that at the end of the year they're going to have an inflation rate of 4.1%. We have been tracking this. This is something you've been up to date with because we make sure every single time we let you know what the information is saying, what the numbers are saying. Guys, earlier about a month or so ago, I made it very clear that the inflation rate is going to surpass 5%, even by August, and that is what is going on. So what are we looking at right now? And I'm just talking to you about this because this cost of living, that's what we're talking about. Everything goes back to cost of living. So at the end of the year, we're going to be looking at an inflation rate of close to 10%. And they haven't been doing anything to actually deal with that holistically. It's a very, very sad situation. It's already over 5%, and that's the truth. They have had projected at the end by the end of December, it would have been 4.1. I said it from the beginning, that's not going to happen because they haven't been putting any policy measures in place to actually achieve that. So right now, as we're speaking right now, today is the 8th of August, inflation rate is already over 5%, and we are heading very, very, very steeply to a 10% close off at the end of the year. Very, very sad situation. But what does that mean for the ordinary folks? It means that the price of basic food items, it's going to be skyrocketing. It's crazy because that's the overall inflation rate. It doesn't take into account things like sugar that the inflation rate is over the prices doubled. let's just be frank about that. The price of sugar at the minimum has doubled on shelf supermarkets throughout the country. The sugar industry is a mess. So back to the fisher folk. So these persons now they're going out there and they're fishing on a day. That's their economic activity. That's how they make a livelihood. And what's happening? Persons go out there. There is a sod turning and all of that, and you have a shore-based project that is supposed to be happening. And what's going on? And the end result is that the fisher folk now, the guys are saying when they put down their nets, they're not getting anything. It's very, very sad. We must not be a country in which the most vulnerable, and these are the people that I consistently speak about. These are the people that I believe I have a responsibility to represent more than anyone else because their voices are not amplified to the level at which it needs to be amplified. So the fisher folks are basically saying that they are suffering and we need to speak on their behalf. And this is where we do not, and I keep telling people this is where you do not transcend, you do not draw a line. And let me put it over as clearly as that. When it comes to representing persons, especially poor people, persons that are barely living above the poverty line, part of the working class of this country, it's very necessary that you understand that the economic struggle and hardship is hitting home to the lower class persons more than anyone else. And the lower class doesn't know race, it doesn't know age. It's a whole different setting altogether. It doesn't know gender and all of those things. Once you're in that class, you are suffering. And we have to speak out about it because your brothers and sisters out there that's suffering, once you are in that same class as they are, you're suffering the same hardship as well. So understand that when we comment and we have so much to say about what is going on, guys, it's absolutely necessary that we continue to speak about. No, I know this morning I saw that the editorial in Stabrook News captured a whole lot when it comes to what is going on with the fisher folk and the dredging. Very, very interesting. And we're going to go into that a little bit later in the program. But continue to share the live. I see the comment there. Yes, I endorse that comment. Continue to share the live. And Audrey, good morning to you, Audrey. Bad governance, that's what it is, Unpack the corruption. That's what it is, it's bad governance. And we cannot continue, a lot of times we speak about the government having an attitude that is transactional in nature. What they do, it's more about who gets the biggest cut, the biggest cut at the end of it, who gets the biggest payback, how much money is passed under the table, and those are the actual factors that determine whether or not a project goes forward in this country. It's very, very sad, but it's very true. When it comes to corruption under the PP administration, we have absolutely. There's without reservation, you can call it out because that's what it is. It's very factual, and there are so many persons that are calling it out right now. And I have to say that all the independent voices that is supposed to be out there, this is your time to speak up to make sure that everything is that needs to be said is said. I see you, Matthew Dennison. I see you there all the time. Good morning to you, Sean Rodney. Hey, Sean. I'm trying to capture some of the comments, but it's going by so quickly. I needed disheartening thing to say coming back. I'm seeing you, Ariel. I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get that as fast as I possibly can. Good. So specifically, Ariel is speaking about the fact that the fact that the PP administration is going back, and today it's been eight, going back to the National Assembly for more money. And I could give a little more details there to that comment. Yes, the PP administration is going back to the National Assembly for more money. But one of the most sad things ever is how they direct resources. You know, spending a lot of money is one thing, but who is spending the money? Where is the money actually directed? You know, it is absolutely crazy. But with everything that is going on right now, with every single thing that's going on, the administration knows they're the ones that's tracking. They're making sure that they know every bit of all the data that we have is coming from the agencies under their supervision and all of that. They know the inflation rate, they know the cost of basic food items and all of that. And what is going on right now? They're bringing a financial paper to the National Assembly in addition to, and you have to remember, please remember these numbers. In February, the budget was $552.9 billion. Now they are coming to the National Assembly and they are asking for a supplemental of $44.7 billion. And with all of that, with every single last one of that, what you're not hearing about public servants. How are you giving relief to public servants? What is the money that you're setting aside for increased wages and salaries for public servants? And guess what? Even a conversation has not started yet when it comes to that. There is absolutely no engagement at the level of the union, even to negotiate what a proper pay increase. And I have to say that at this point in time, what they were calling for back in 2016, when we only had $230 billion being the budget in 2016, they called for a 50% increase. And I have to say, given the fact that the budget that they are spending today is more than double the amount from 2016, we should call for a 100% increase based on the parameters that they have been using. That is what we should be calling for. Because in 2016, when the budget was $230 billion, they called for 50% increase for public servants' wages and salaries. So now that the budget that they're spending is more than double of that of the 2016 budget, we should be calling for, and public servants should be calling for, the union should go out there and represent, and they should be demanding that now, when you're spending the money, you were the set that called for the 50% with a 230 billion budget. Now that your budget is bordering $600 billion, when you add in that supplemental of the 44.7 billion, then they should be giving public servants 100% increase. That's the parameters that they set, and you should hold them accountable for that. That is the only way we can go forward, folks. Let us do what we have to do and continue to call them out. Corruption widespread, all of those things. Let us know what are some of the things happening in your community also, guys. And I would let you know, I did make this plea before, and I am noting some of the comments, and I did make the plea before when it comes to projects and so forth in your community. I did ask that you remember, as a citizen of this country, it is your right to be able to send out, rather, let me put it over in this way. It is your right for you to request special audits for any project that is going on in your community. Absolutely necessary that you continue to monitor what the administration is doing, because if you don't hold them accountable, they will be doing everything in their power to mess it up and continuing to mess it up. Hey, Loretta, how are you doing this morning? I see you there in the comment section. What is going on at your end? And Leon Blair, good morning to you. Don't think I'm missing you this morning. I see yes, we need to put more pressure. Faye, we need to continue to put more pressure on these people. It is absolutely necessary. The more voices out there, the better for everyone. We have to continue to put pressure, because guess what? The pressure is on us. I saw a very interesting illustration on just yesterday with basically showing how these persons, the oligarchs in society, how they survive on the backs of the working class. And I have to say that persons need to understand their united strength and their ability to stand up and get what is rightfully theirs. Stand up. If we collectively stand up and unite our voices, we will be great. Candy Nalini Energy says, Doretta, this is my birthday month, the 19th of August. Candy Nalini Energy, I'm so happy that you're telling us now. Please make sure that you remind me. It's my mother's birth month also. And we have a birthday we're celebrating right now this morning also. So may you join the class, make sure that all is well. Golly God, you have no sympathy for me. It seems like Guyanese took that US summons of the installed vice president and installed president as a joke. A lot was said in private alley. The APNUAFC, the time is ripe to pick fruit and plant seeds. Congratulations to MP Sherrod Duncan and Aubrey Norton. He said, and President Aubrey Norton, guys, correct is right. A man said it in no uncertain terms. That was not a request for a meeting or anything like that. That was a summon. No matter how the administration tried to put it over, it is what it is at the end of the day. And you saw what happened thereafter. So we know exactly how that meeting went. We can have some educated guests, to say the least, based on all of the information that has been circulating. We can circulate in public space. We can say, we can make some educated guess as to how that conversation went behind closed doors, and based on the information that we receive as to what was signed and so forth during those meetings, we know for sure how that went. So don't let anybody believe that they can come and bad up now to pretend as though it was all well and good. We know otherwise. And guys, you are smart. You have been reading, you have been keeping yourself informed. That is why each and every one of you, any one of you can stand up at any point in time, at any forum, and read the riot act to these representatives, so-called representatives of the PPP administration, because they have been doing a very poor job at spending taxpayers' dollars. They have been doing it in such a corrupt manner. I see Royston Rodney Walters. Good morning to you, Royston Walters. How are you this morning? Um, no, well, let me tell you, we have to. Royston Walters asking, why are you advertising the propaganda spread the chronicle in the background? Good morning. When we're dealing with the morning papers, I kid you not, believe it or not, when we're dealing with the morning papers, we have to go through every single last bit. You will not believe it. I go through every single last bit of what is going on, what is reported through all media outlets, everything, print, press, online, you name it, we go through it, because we just want to make sure that we are not missing anything. We have to know what these people are pushing out, to whatever propaganda they're pushing out, because we have to dismantle it. That's the only way we're going to know. So Glycis Mengo, I see you there, and I'm seeing that Marlon is right in there, but it's going by so fast. Nevertheless, guys, let us go back to what is going on in the morning papers. Well, at the level of the National Assembly, and we're seeing here that ExxonMobil and EPA, Vincent Adams clash over full liability coverage. And Vincent Adams, he's the expert. I said he's the expert of all experts. He trumps experts when it comes to the oil and gas sector. He's the best yet that the EPA has ever had. They're not going to see any better than him unless he goes back there, of course. So he is the expert on these matters, and when he speaks, you can see there's several platforms that he has appeared on. I know that he's been trying to he has made, let me put it this way, Vincent Adams has availed himself to any platform that folks want to speak about oil and gas. He doesn't care if it is a coalition platform. He doesn't care if it's perceived to be a PPP a platform or so forth.
Good morning, guys.
He brings the facts. He brings the facts every time he comes. And there we have Sherrod. I think my co-host Sherrod Duncan is ready.
I see Marlene asking where Sherrod. There.
Where is Sherrod? Where is Sue?
Making sure everything is running smoothly at the back.
Big question. Big question. I don't know why water is coming out of my
Making
eyes
sure
all
everything is
morning.
running smooth at the back.
Yes, so Mr. Duncan is ready to come on
What
right
what or who
now.
you crying over, Drida?
I don't know, like my eyes consistently running
Your
water
eyes are
this morning.
streaming,
I don't get it.
as the poet say.
I don't know why that's happening.
Carter would say your eyes are streaming.
It's not streaming, but it's happening. Something is happening to my eyes this morning. Good morning, Colin Moore. How are you doing this morning? Sheila Boychild is in the house. Sheila
Sheila Boy
Boychild.
Chan is here.
Sheila Boychild, I think, was waiting for Sherry to come on.
We outside, folks. We outside. We outside.
You
We
know what
switch,
we hear? You hear
switching things around.
the squeaking chairs and so forth.
Yeah,
Who it
don't you
is?
don't matter with that.
It's not
We're
me.
gonna try not to squeak.
It's not me at all.
We noisy, yeah. Morning, folks. How are you guys doing? Morning. Trust you guys have had a good weekend. Trust you guys have had a good weekend, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Just making sure we
Shirt's shifting
correctly
himself around.
proportioned.
Don't worry.
Good to have each and every one of you. Be outside.
Yes.
Morning, Rita.
Good
Hope you had a
morning.
good weekend. All right.
I don't know if it was good,
Peace and
but
power.
I'm tired this morning.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
have to
she had a long weekend and
I
she's
have to
tired.
push through. There's
Guys, how
Mondays
about
that
you?
we
How are
have
you
to
doing?
push through.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta keep on moving forward. Lots of the morning papers are here and you're going through some stuff. Lots of birthdays this month.
Well, that's what I'm realizing.
Today is I woke up thinking today's somebody's birthday. I know it's the 8th day. And I think it's my pastor, it's Pastor Raphael Besides
Yes,
birthday.
it
If it's
is.
his birthday, it means it's your mother-in-law birthday either today or tomorrow, or yesterday or it's tomorrow. I know they're a day in front of each other. So somewhere there. If he's the 8th, she's the 7th or the 9th. I know somewhere. Gloria Abrams, if you're watching us this morning,
Shirley
good
needs
morning.
you
And
know.
everybody
Shirley's
business.
going to read it. Everybody's
Yeah.
busy.
No, I woke up and I know it's somebody's birthday. When I saw the calendar, I said, you know what? It's my pastor's birthday. Pastor Raphael Messiah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Peace and power.
And somebody said me keep my fingers
Peace
out
and
of my eyes,
power.
but I'm not putting it in my eyes.
Peace and
I'm
power
just like,
on that front. And so, treat you in the morning, people. Don't let me disturb you too much.
oh, you can disturb me
Calling
all
out
you
your
like.
money
I
and love
think
birthday.
you know, right?
Go right ahead.
No, well, we've been just talking a little bit just before you came on about ExxonMobil, EPA, and Vincent Adams and a
Your brother
clash.
last birthday is on the 23rd too. My son's birthday was on the 5th.
You're
Yeah, his 14th birthday.
You're
So your mother-in-law, your brother-in-law, everybody. See, it's a whole set of August people. August people are
My
disgusting
brother is
though.
this month, you know.
You see that?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
This thing was destined. Who's celebrating the birthday this month, folks? Let us know.
Mhm.
Let us know. I see somebody writing about the Chronicle being featured here.
Yes.
You guys are sure the lies, The wheat and the tears will grow together. That's what the good book says yesterday was Sunday. Praise God. The wheat and the tears
Did you go
must
to
grow
church?
together.
Did you go to
Amen.
church?
Yep.
You went to church?
No, I didn't go to church physically. I'm
But
still
you
virtual
did.
churching. Yeah.
You still
Every day I
virtual.
listen, tune into TD Jakes or Hillsong Church for an
Mhm.
hour in the morning, do my devotions and so on. You got to touch into a high power in this country, because the low power is failing you. You got to touch into a higher power in this country. Yeah, every
The
day.
lower power
Every
is
day.
failing us.
Yeah.
But that's how Sherry said. Whatever Sherry said, I said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You go with that.
Great
you
ahead,
know?
Juicy.
Sherry don't always see
Matthew Dennison, good to see you. Carol Rollins and all the other folks. I right here, Carol. Carol asked me, where are you? I did right here. The folks not seeing us. Morning, guys. Morning, everybody. Juicy, go right ahead.
Yes, actually, guys, I'm just checking the time, so I want us to go into what is brewing.
Oh, you want to see what's brewing?
Yes.
It's just so?
Yes, just like this. We want to see what
All right.
is
So we got a
brewing.
couple of things happening on the national scene. It's been a busy weekend politically. Why is this something I'm pressing here? Is wanting to stop it. Something don't want this to be greatest morning at all. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Rita. I don't know what's happening here. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on with Sherry's end, but we're going to go into
You might
the
feel
morning
better.
brew.
Yeah. Sorry,
brew
this was my problem. I think we have it now.
Okay, great.
Sorry. Yeah. So this is what we're tracking. Over the weekend, Colombia has a new president, and this is Gustavo Petro. Colombia has a new president, and he's touted to be the first leftist president of Colombia. Folks, in this little 2x4, yeah, we are there, we there, and we roll there, we argue and so on. See a couple places before you die. I want to do the next 43 differently than I've done the first. Not totally differently, but a bit different. right? See some places. Colombia is a fantastic country. Culturally, it's a fantastic country. It has a liberal democracy. You know, they're coming out of lots of civil war and fighting and so on. And like lots of places, you have your own civil war too. And they're coming out of that. But a beautiful people, a beautiful country. Been there, spent a couple of days, and I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go up in the mountains. Which one? Go up in the mountains in Colombia, Montserrat and so on. You feel closer to the Almighty. You understand when Moses went up high, what happened? You feel closer. So Colombia has a new president, and I want to go back. I want to go back. Due to what she be like, okay then.
I don't know what is going on with this morning.
I want to go back.
I feel like a tingling in my nose. I don't know what's going on.
Congratulations.
I said
hope
in my
it's a boy.
nose.
Oh, you
my,
boy.
a tingling in my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it start. Hope it's a boy. She got 2 girls, you know. Hope it's a boy. I got 3 boys. I don't know. Hope it's a boy.
I don't know what's going on. Like my eyes running water. Just don't know this morning. Listen.
Read over the weekend.
I
cooked too much black pepper this morning. So. Folks, so Colombia has a new president. And while that's happening, believe it or not, we've been talking about this one here for a long time. St. Kitts and Nevis had this election pending on the 5th. Well, you know Harris gone.
Well,
Dr. Timothy Harris, he had a lot of problem with his government, had to fire a couple of ministers who were moving on no confidence motion against him, trying to reshuffle his cabinet and all that. They said he was a dictator, he didn't want to call the election and all that. And Fitzherbert Jerrick, retired Fitzherbert Jerrick from Connecticut, who's home currently having a fantastic time, having the blast of his life. He's saying that in Colombia, they do a big breakfast. I know I had a wonderful time. Had a fantastic time. Got to go back. But as we were on St. Kitts and Nevis, they had an election. And as we say, folks.
But that's how they're supposed to do, a big breakfast. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss that
big
comment.
breakfast.
But that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
you know what? When you travel, get a spectator, when you all travel and so on, when you come off of the trolling and so on, and you earn your big money, travel a little bit. Be open enough to know that people don't eat the way we eat. We eat a lot of rice and bread. Not everybody like that. Right? You got to be open. You might say a little peas, a little this, a little that in small portions.
You can afford those things.
Right? Not every, you might got to go overseas to eat it. You got to go overseas to eat it.
No, but the truth is, and this is the truth is that healthy foods seem to carry a very weighty price.
Steep price.
And what's unhealthy, you know, those things are usually the cheapest things for you to get. So that's why I don't. The system is set up. The system is structured in such a way
it's structured.
that they make very well sure that you eat unhealthy. I don't know if they want to make sure that you have to go to the hospital at the end of it.
Something's got to give. So, folks, before I was rudely interrupted, and I'm on St. Kitts and Nevis, they had the elections, and by God, elections have consequences. And so the opposition has won the general election in St. Kitts and Nevis. That's good for voting. And Dr. Terence Dew is now the new prime minister there. And he is from the St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party. Yep. Timothy, the two, you see when people can read where you're going and so on? Leadership got to be steady, not erratic like earphone and them. People want steady leadership in these turbulent times. That's the title of a book. I got to write that. You know, steady leadership in turbulent times. And so we want to join in congratulating. You see, I just see the fellow win the election. You know, Drita seeing waves in the hair. You see that?
I thought I was like,
I like the red behind him, but congratulations to all the St. Kitts and Nevis folks. And there's this stark distinction, but being a Nevisian or a Kittitian is very, very stark. So all the folks from St. Kitts, some Kitts and Nevis, Nevisian, Kittitian. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. So you want to say congrats to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and you know, may this government do good for you. I know we all are doing good for you, but may yours do better. Folks, share the live, smash the emoji button, let me go down the road. Let's go down the road. So that's what's happening there in St. Kitts and Nevis. Yeah, it was a big weekend for elections. You know, Colombia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and then they said we might have a local government election before December. Well, let me watch that one because how the economy and the cost of living going. Them boys are venturing there.
No,
just now.
but not only that, not only that. This election has been due for some time.
Mm-hmm.
They're willfully not keeping it. They're
Mm-hmm.
willfully not holding it. They're
Mm-hmm.
trying their best to make sure that they're trying to feel the what's going on the ground
Oh, the feeling,
before,
huh?
and that they
The
have
feeling,
been
huh? Oh,
they listen. They
oh,
have
it's
been
2 years of campaigning.
listen. They have been campaigning. Let us
Mm-hmm.
make no mistake about it. Every single time they go on the ground, they have been campaigning. They
Mm-hmm.
have been making all
Using
of
state resources too.
that is what I'm getting to.
Bigly. Bigly.
They've been making sure that all of the meetings that they're
Mm-hmm.
having are it's PPP meetings.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Yep.
it's not a meeting of government ministers
Yep.
going, it's PPP meetings. So
Yep.
they've been campaigning, and what has been happening to them, they're in no hurry to call the elections because people have been saying, you got the money to consolidate funds, you know,
Yeah.
you can get it
Yeah.
from. We want
Yeah.
to know what's going on.
People know the money there. There's one thing with
Right?
this country, we getting brighter by the day.
Yes.
People know the money there, and so this is what we're following. You know what's going to be happening. It's big election weekend, and of course, I saw the headlines in the morning papers that by December we should have that local government election. Let's see. Let's see. Fingers crossed. And takes us into some of what's happening locally because yesterday the leader of the opposition, leader of the PNCR, told his party, get into election mode. Get into election mode. That's what he was saying.
Go into campaign mode, and
Yeah.
it's very, and it's very important because listen, every single time we go out there and we speak as to what is happening in the country, we speak about what is going on every single day. We speak about the corruption, we speak about the nepotism and all of these things, and we have to say that all of these add to what campaign mode is actually.
Go into a campaign mode. I love that. I feel fired up and ready to go.
Yes, but we have to remember one important thing, very, very important thing, is the fact that we've been calling for a clean list.
Mm-hmm.
We have been calling for a clean list, and I personally believe that we should not be going into any election at all, local government or national, be it. I have to say that we should not be entering into any election.
We are the people of a clean list.
Without a clean
and
list.
That is precisely what Mr. Norton premised his call for the party to get into the election mode on the basis of a clean voters list. And also, he said Claudette has got to go.
Yeah.
You know, Claudette swing, and so she's got to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks, share the live and smash that emoji button for us. He says Claudette has got to go. He's premising that call on the fact that, we cannot be business as usual and so on. You know, the guys have been calling for new electoral laws and this and that, and GCOM and a different GCOM, but they're moving in that direction, not moving in that direction. Period. So we are watching that, and the other thing we're watching, because I heard you going through it in the morning papers. The other thing that we're watching, and this is big because he's marshaling the forces of the party, and saying that we got to be in a state of readiness. You know, this is all out war. You know, politically, of course, come on, we funny. You know, it's all out war though. And we're looking at that finish line in about 2 years.
Politics, there is literally a room called the war room.
Yeah, they're gonna call an early general election. That's for certain. And we're ready. We are ready. So we had the election mode. And Ganesh Mahipal, who incidentally is from the People's National Congress Reform, over the weekend was talking about the cost of living. I heard you talking about that in the morning. It's so pervasive now, you can't escape the cost of living.
But everything is cost of living, and I got into that because I was talking about the fisher folk. And then the whole fact is, once you talk about them, the fishing mean affect that's their economic activity. That's how they feed their family. That's their bread and butter. It goes back to the cost of living, and it goes to inflation. It goes to the inflation rate. The fact that they said it's going to be 4.1 by December, the fact that it's already over 5%, and we just started August. These are the things that persons need to be understanding. Every single time somebody comes online to say, "Oh, the people is doing such a good job," I want to know
where,
on what basis are they
using what speaking, methodology.
At which number? The people
what baseline?
Said we're gonna have 4.1 inflation rate. Mind you speak about it all the time. That under the coalition administration, the inflation rate was so stable. It didn't go over no 1%. At one point, it was 0.9%, and all
Winston
of that.
Jordan should be given sainthood for this.
Right. And we have to, it begs the question as to on what premise.
On what premise?
Do you actually say that the administration is doing anything good?
Yeah.
On what premise?
On what premise? We got hundreds of you watching us, and we don't want to get complacent in this political fight we're in. That's why we're going to ask you guys to share the live, smash the emoji button. Folks, you want others to get valid and credible information. Not just about saying it. But when you hit that emoji button, you drive up the algorithm. You push this feed into places they don't ordinarily go. It hits your timeline and all that. Share to the pages you're on. Share to WhatsApp. Some friend you know like to talk politics. Keep them informed of what's going on. And introduce the program to a couple of folks to share the live, smash that emoji button. And I'm happy in a sense. People talking about the fisher folk, because just over the weekend I saw a gentleman saying this fraud where the fisher folk cash grant is concerned. He says some people on the list who don't even fish.
No.
Who don't know nothing but fishing. He was quite concerned about that. It's corruption in every facet of this country. And he makes that point. Like if you corrupt them by someone know you, they won't hear about you. No. And it's interesting to hear what other people say, because I know when folks like Ghana spectators, Leon Gopanan, Lacho and so on, Lacho Mohabi and so on, come on. They're really coalition people, you know. But they got to eat, so they got to get a little walk and get paid for troll and so on. Right? When you hear them, when you hear spectator, it's really a coalition person trapped. You know? Trapped. Right? Nobody would willingly want corruption. But that is what the PPP are about. So listen to this fella. Talk about the fraud. And listen to what, it's amazing. It's not us.
No, but
this is the citizen.
But before we even get...
He even look political to me.
But before you even get there, sir, the fact is, I want to say that I like when we have those voices, when we have those people speaking, because we come here and we say it all the time.
Yeah, we do.
We spoke about all of these grants, and I said it that there is no forum that I spoke on cash grants, so that I did not say that when it comes to the distribution mechanism, and I for sure, there's a place for things like cash grant all the time.
Yeah,
you're talking about governance altogether.
It's people money.
The distribution mechanism, that is what we keep questioning. And not only we keep questioning it, we keep saying that there isn't any structured distribution mechanism that they follow through with. Now, if you're in administration and you know that you want cash grant, you should have a system. This is a TOR.
Them boys campish, man, or SOP. They like SOP.
The SOP.
This is the SOP.
They should have some
Lacho smiling, no boy. Celia smiling.
They should have that to make sure that it goes by.
Some SOPs.
We're going to come to something very soon, and this is going to be the talk. This is going to go on for a while.
Tell us.
When it comes to the cement and the steel, that in particular, big announcement made. You consult the finance minister.
SCEAL or SCEEL? Which steel? This cement steel or the steel?
So we're gonna come to that, because that is gonna be next level corruption. I'm gonna tell you that.
So let's hasten on to hear what the fellow was talking about, how nice it is, with this administration, how lovely. This is Think for Share. Take a listen.
Good morning. My name is Harry Singh. I'm talking concern the grant what the government say will give to fisherman. This is a boat license, and his name is not on the list. This is somebody worker, their name is not on the list. Some of them. Anyhow, the minister said that if you go for register and them not your name is not on the list, you will deal with them. Anyhow, I want to know what the minister gonna do now. This is the proof. I'd make contact with the chief fishery officer and tell him. He told me that his staff them do a good job. When I gone back to the fishery officer, they don't want to hear anything what I have to say. When you talking truth. Anyhow, I want to know all this bus driver, taxi driver, and all thing what they on this list, and their friends and company, family, name is on this list. The minister should look into this thing and get it right. Lots of people name who walk on the river is not on the list. Now, the minister said this grant would give to fisherman how long? Until now we can't know when he go give. Do we have a co-op? But the minister tell me for farming region 2 we do it. Now, if this thing may come through the co-op, because it's the whole entire region 2 there in this. If it come through the co-op, very quick, this would have been rectified. We didn't get all this problem. No, they don't want that. Because we not thief and fraud like the fishery department. And if you can thief or fraud, you can work along with this government. As long as you can thief and fraud, this government will accept you. But we not for that. We bring out the truth and the right things. Anyhow, I want to know when this money will give out to them. Because the fishery department, what we have in region 2 here, have 3 officers. Supposed to visit all landing site, take information. They're supposed to be able to know each and every fisherman on this region. If them not do their work and they not interact with fisherman, they can't know. And most likely that will happen. Because many times I just stay out on the watch side. Where my boat tenders come in and they don't even talk to you. They just got special people, friend and company, who even got boat. And they might reach with them. When they go, who not got boat all when they get hampan so. That's what the fishery officer do over here, their family. Anyhow, just like how this boat not there on the list, you got many more not there in it. And I'm calling upon each and every fisherman who know that their name is not on the list and the fishery giving you a hard time, go out and protest peacefully for your right. And I want all fishermen to know this money is not no free money. It's you, the taxpayer money, is paying back this money here. So don't feel that it's free money government giving away. Government don't give free money. It's you money. And I can't understand why it takes so long. And I call in an all fisherman hold one head. There is a rumor going around rapidly in region 3. I communicate with a lot of fishermen. I'm one of the person from region 2. One person from region 2 here. Region 3, 4, 5, and 6 was fighting for this money for fishermen. The rumor going around that one anchor seine owner don't have no boat, none boat at all, have 5 license, been a drink with the chief fishery officer and the license officer. And show him what make a 5 license say. He said, don't worry with that, we have it covered. When we confront them and tell them about the bribery area attack, people are calling name. You deny him. And this chief fishery officer there, he, since some year, the previous government got him, this one got him, and he never ever did one thing in this country for fishermen. If fishermen haven't come out and fight for this money here, they would have never get it. So, I want you, the fishermen, to hold one head and come together. Thank you very much.
There it is. There it is.
Boss man, taxi man,
Yeah.
name on the list.
Yeah, this is not political party, That's a citizen who's in the system and feeling the squeeze, speaking up.
But you see why, and this is why we ask for these lists to be made public.
Yeah.
Not for us
Yeah.
to go scrutinize,
Yeah.
but for the people to
Yeah.
be able to scrutinize it themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what we ask for with the flood relief
Yeah.
also.
The Americans are asking for
Right?
it too. Transparency.
Because some people who never see flood in the life
Yeah.
collect flood
Yeah.
relief money.
Yeah.
Some people who never plant a day in the life collecting money for crop damaged.
Yeah.
There is a corruption.
Yeah. People are hurting in this economy. That's the truth of it. And because the fisher folks are hurting, Exxon is drilling now. They feel that that's part of the reason why the fish yield is low. The agriculture minister did a study with the FAO. They're saying no, but they don't want to release the study. That's the other part of it. And then we saw over the weekend, fishermen again were complaining that this dredging of the Mara River mouth is also causing.
That's what the shore base.
It's disturbing their fishing and so on.
When they put down the bin, and what's coming up is pure mud.
Yeah,
and
yeah. So they're trying to get some help here, and then when they do that, all kinds of people infiltrate the system and are being allowed to infiltrate the system. Hear him in his own words say that if they had gone through the co-op that they asked them to form, it would be done so smoothly. But the co-op gonna know who the real fisherman is, So you're gonna have a thief, nothing. That's the trouble.
And that's why I keep reminding. He does say something very important: is that they have to be together. You know, if they don't fight together, then they're not going to get anything. That's how this administration is. The only method is you have to use them collective voices, and they have to understand that they're all in the same struggle together.
Yes.
I think that was a clear, very clear message being sent there. He rowing, he cussing, he didn't make no political statements or anything like that. He is speaking to the core heart of the issue. Yes, they fight to get this money and all of that, but the money isn't shared out as yet, firstly. And then persons being registered for the money who drive in bus and taxi. Like how do you get to that point? That a bus driver getting fisher folk with cash grant relief?
That's the struggle that we're having. But we headed into this direction because we're talking about the cost of living and how really and truly the cost of living is hurting everybody. And then if you're not earning, if you're not earning because of all of the challenges with their yield, it's the bread and butter issues. And we said, we saw.
I have.
Right here.
Forgive me for this bit, but I want to say that even prior to the budget being read in the National Assembly in February, right, there was a lot of complaint from the fisher folk and as to what is going on. However, the PP administration came to the National Assembly and they reported in their budget that particular sector went up.
Right? And it's a patent.
We had and I want to speak to that because they're going to come back at the next budget and speak to this again with all of the reporting right now, with all of the fisher focus in, and it has to be said right now because the fisher folk called in, and several of them, because I know that they were calling us and they were saying that the numbers are being misrepresented when it comes to what is going on in that particular sector. The numbers are being misrepresented. And I have to say, based on everything that we've seen, the data that is out there, all the reports that are out there, we have to believe that bit of data was misrepresented.
Because if you follow what's happening in the Quarantine River, the fishermen, they got a lot of issues. They're not getting the license from Suriname. I see they were just light again and say, hold on. Even the report I saw this morning, recently, over the weekend rather, the Surinamese Foreign Affairs Minister was asked, or the Minister of Agriculture was asked why they're not issuing the licenses. They gave a very convoluted answer. That's not coming anytime soon. So the quarantine fishermen got a lot of problems there. Then if you talk about the folks who are out in the Atlantic fishing there, they got some problems with Exxon and so on. Then the folks who are fishing in the Mar River, they got some problems too. So where are we until we fishing, the fish production going up? Patent lie. But MP Ganesh Mahipal over the weekend was talking about, again, cost of living and honing in on some basic food items and where those are. And part of the point he was making is that we got to eat. He tagged Priya, the post we saw on Facebook. He said, Priya, we got to eat. Look what's happening in the marketplace. And he went through a comparison of the prices on the last administration, the prices currently. We can walk through that very quickly because we.
This is as basic as we can get, because one of the things that he was speaking about is Demerara goal. He says Guyana goal, Demerara goal is one per person. That's when he was buying it over the weekend, and he had to line up for it. How do you get how is it in a country that
no sugar shortage,
sugar producing,
no sugar shortage,
and we come to guys MP Michael had to line up to get one package sugar, right? He is saying the cost is $660. The under the AP and UFC, the same Demerara goal was $400. He said the shallot is $300. Under the AP and UFC, the same amount of shallot was $160. The celery is $340. He said under the AP and UFC, the same amount of celery was $180. He said that 1 pound cassava, you see, is $360, and under the AP and UFC, 1 pound cassava was $140.
Lost.
Right. So basically, that's what he's saying there. He said we gotta eat. So
we gotta eat. We gotta eat.
How are we dealing with
how are we making it in this country? How are we making this country?
We have been speaking about particularly the price of sugar, because this is something that we're producing that the PPP said they premise a lot of their campaign promises on sugar and how they're going to be dealing with sugar. And I see soaring costs of living there.
This is some of what we've been tracking too. Sugar's gone up, Somebody says even higher than $2,000 now. Thinking about $2,400 for I think a 10-pound pack of sugar. Rice has gone up, salt, flour, potatoes has gone up. This is what we've been tracking here.
Yeah.
Split peas, cooking oil, milk, gas, everything gone up.
Yeah.
Right? And if the little relief coming to the people like the fisher folks, and then people teething it out, where we going? So we've estimated that a small basket of goods, the difference between then and now is $17,000+ extra. Right? But you're raising teacher salary, you're raising public servant salary. And we come into that because we caught up. You see, when we say the things, these jackass and trench crappos who listening to us, it's always them boys and there's the rabble rousers and so on. But as you say, when you hear from Prakash, when you hear from what's the fellow's name? Narish Singh,
Yes.
when you hear from Narish and so on, those are citizens. He is some political. I don't know who he's voted for, but he's frustrated.
Yeah.
And when people are frustrated, oftentimes they take to social media and say, "This is how I feel. This is what
Yeah.
there. My belly burning, my jawbone showing, my collarbone outside." Right? And this is what is happening here. Listen to a fellow. We observed over the weekend, Ghana Daily News did a kind of man in the street, and we were asking some vendors how things by them and how business going. This is not, you just go randomly. I know they set up anybody. You go randomly, that's how you do man in the street. You try to get a good cross section of the country, how people are feeling about the economy. And they asked one vendor, how things going. Listen to him in his own words. Don't take our word for it. Your family there in the States, they tell you things Bronx and a little extra.
$500 for 3.
A little 5 piece more. Barbara Higgins is selling us $500 for 3 eggplants. So if you got a little sizable family, eggplants, once the heat hit it, come down a little bit. So, you gotta buy. You can't afford it. Or as my great aunt used to do, you take eggplant for the flavor. You just soak, you simmer a little bit in the pot and then right? So this is the vendor. This is not the consumer. The vendor crying out. Businessmen in this country are crying out. This is the vendor. Listen to him in his own words. And this was we picked this up through Ghana News, the Ghana Daily News. Right? This is the vendor. Talking about the cost of living and the response of the consumer to him and what he thinks needs to be done to affect some change where the economy is concerned. Listen to the fella.
Everything up, man.
Everything is up.
All prices up.
Okay, I see you have dry goods here. You're selling things like soap powder and so forth.
Right. We may have missed some of the audio on that. We want to take it back from the top.
Everything up, man.
Everything is up.
All prices up.
Okay, I see you have dry goods here. You're selling things like soap powder and so forth. But the response to these to the market, has it been good? Of course, in the shopping.
People are eat. So they're shopping. The sales cut a bit.
The sales drop a bit.
But still people buy.
And what measures do you think the government should implement to take the price down a bit?
Well, I feel if the price can't come down, regardless of worldwide, I feel the government should raise salary.
Raise the salaries.
Yeah, and people can't afford it.
Or do you think that removing some of the taxes on the imports of these things might help instead of raising
No, man,
salaries?
them things that make sense. That for certain kind of people don't gain from them.
Okay.
Generally, people's salary do increase, private and public sector workers.
Okay.
And increase big too. Because most of these items rates go double. Some more.
What is big? How much do you think they should get?
I think 100% increase for it.
100%.
Yes.
Everybody.
And I think the guy can afford that. Yeah, we get a lot of real money now. If you got to change the contract in the paper, you make the sell to change the contract. And he promises the manifesto he's going to change the contract. Vice versa. Change the contract if you got to do it for the while. People need money. And even though the contract you got now, you got money, could give the people good increase.
Okay.
If that 100, you could make 50 at least money. If people need money, people come and scratch their head when they go buy, they can't buy.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yep. People scratching their head when they come to buy. I love what he said.
No, but one of he was in tune there. And when I hear comments like that, it encourages me to continue to be out here speaking out every single day, because the message is getting over and it's very clear. He's in tune. because whomever was asking the question saying, instead of raising your salary, because first he said you raise people's salary. You understand? He knows that person's salary has to be raised because he knows when people's salaries are raised, they are more empowered financially to actually come and buy from him. So he knows that would be a direct transfer. It's a raising people's salary is a direct transfer from government to the people, and it goes back into the economy. That's how it's done. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's a clear way of doing it. But then the guy is asking, what about, the taxation? And so he's looking for a little bit of jab there to say that, the man said, no, the only benefit in a certain set of people.
What he's doing, whether the you see, this is why Guyana Daily News keeps getting flagged for the quality of the journalism, because whether the reporter knows it or not, he's leading the question.
Yes.
Right? You put the answer in there, hoping the answer yes. Is that because he don't know what the real answer is? What about the taxation? That's leading the question. Right? It's an open question. What do you think would help to stabilize the prices?
The man was ready for him with a question.
Yeah, I said no, because you understand. You see a vendor out there, and if you've been vending long, you in tune to the slightest drum beat, the slightest distortion in the economy. It's not the big businessmen coming to shop shadowed by he. You understand me? They don't go on this border market, people who own business in this country, and buy 2 heads of celery. No. The housekeeper might do that, and they fed up when the price go up or down because they can manage it. But he it's the workers, it's the public servants who go. And I ain't seeing them. I ain't see Lucy, I ain't see Susan, I ain't see Savitri in a little bit. You understand me? The first thing he said, things up, boy. Things up. That is the honesty. That is the honesty of it. There's no lie there. But what are they doing about it?
That's
the challenge.
And I'm glad that these people are speaking out. I'm actually surprised that was actually aired by Daily News on their page. I'm actually surprised that they carried that bit, because I'm glad I did, because it shows that the people out there have a very full, comprehensive understanding of what is going on in the country. They know that the public service salary has to be raised in order for them to get sales when it comes to the market and their stalls.
People also know, Drita, the madness happening at Gaisuko.
Man, look, I read this thing. And
that's what the people also know. There's a madness happening in Gaisuko. Well, if Ali said over the weekend, he wants to have a conversation. He wants to be the next Oprah.
I have to.
He needs your show.
I have to go back. Listen,
he wants to have a conversation
with
the leadership of Gaisuko.
No, a couple programs back, right? I saw this thing coming along. A couple programs back, I spoke about it, and I said that there's a disconnect between Barra Jagdio and Air Finale when it comes to Gaisuko and sugar all together. And I don't know what Irfan believes, but he and Jagdio don't believe the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Jagdio believe in Obia, he believe in that.
Him and Jagdio doesn't believe in the same thing.
Let's have a conversation.
With all that is going on, it was none other than Jagdio that went and spoke to the person. I think it was on the West Coast there at Tushin, I believe. I can't remember where that meeting was had. Nevertheless, and he told them, they have to look for jobs that are in demand.
Yeah.
He was basically saying to them that they can't stay where they are. But then here we have Ali.
Irfan wants to have
broke a piece.
Irfan wants to have a conversation with the factions in Gaisuko. Folks, this series here is riveting.
Listen, when your board meeting goes to the level of when your board meeting goes to the level of who sleep with Brazilian prostitutes.
Yeah, spending the money the wrong things over there. Money spending the wrong things over there. But you know what? While they're financing, over the weekend we saw a letter out of Tony Vera, who just resigned from the board, and what Tony Vera said. Think about what Nara Singh said about the corruption where the fisher folks is concerned. And this is Tony Vera talking about the sugar industry and what's happening at Gaisuko. Right? He says good old crookishness. It's good old corruption happening at Gaisuko because them boys are hell bent on buying a particular brand of tractor that Tony Vera's letter outlines. While he contends that the John Deere tractor is not only a better quality tractor overall, and this other brand that they seem to want is not suited for here. And he went down to make some very, very, what do you call it? What might I call it? Strong allegations about them
Insightful revelations.
revelations, about what they're doing there, to jelly books to make this study, to buy this other tractor look appealing and so on. It is fascinating what is happening.
The people corrupt, basically.
Right?
He gave the evidence to substantiate his claim that the people corrupt.
Yeah, in some instances in this letter, he says, I'm trying to get the name of the tractor. It's a John Deere versus this other tractor, which he said is totally unsuited for the game tractor. The John Deere versus the game tractor, right? He in part of this letter, he says to make the game tractor more attractive and without the permission of the board, the management of Gaisuko changed the standing policy of the corporation to remove 3 cuts of plowing and harrowing in our land preparation policy, right? He goes on another section of this letter to say, how can they tell an engineer from MOA, NDIA, this nonsense, and they report it as if it is fact? It's frightening. Another portion, he said, it's astonishing that these people can seek to carry out such a deception and almost succeed. It does not reflect well on our national expertise in land preparation. That not one engineer has sought to repudiate the lies that this matter has given birth to. And he goes on extensively to outline, as he said in his own word, the crookishness, same old crookishness, he said, is happening at Gaisuke. It's frightening, folks. It's frightening what's happening. But the president, he wants to have a conversation with crookedness.
But again, I have to.
He wants to have a conversation with crookishness.
Yeah, but again, I'll go into the fact that it was none other than the current CEO of Gaisuko, says Narayan Singh, that in 2020, when the administration came into office, it was none other than him that actually was put in charge of going around the place. As he was saying that he was looking for corruption and corrupt practices.
Same fella.
Guys, listen, this is as crazy as it gets, and we need to continue to call people out. And I have to say kudos to Tony Vera for his stance here, because that we speak about the various bodies that the administration put together, and if you are silent, you're basically complicit with what is going on there at those levels.
Correct, is right.
The fact that he has stepped forward and he is speaking out about what is going on, it shows him in a different light, and I have to say that's good. It is good, and it's good that we have folks that wants to see less corruption in the administration.
That's a good thing, believe it or not. It's a damn good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing,
It's the same old crookishness.
Let me see him in a different
same
light.
old crookishness as Gaisuko. But you know what I wanted to walk through for the folks very, very quickly is where we really are, where we concern Gaisuko, which concerns Gaisuko rather. Very, very quickly we're going to go through this. This is when them boys came in, the PP. All right, we saw a lot being given to sugar workers, and rightly so once they're deserving of it. Weekly production incentive, thousands received that in March 2021. By April, we saw a strike with sugar workers. They got money then. September, there was another strike at Albion. They got money then. Almost stupid. As soon as they got a strike, money pours into the sugar workers. Kudos to y'all. By October, again, there was $250,000 each for sugar workers. So right along the line, we saw sugar workers getting money. This is what went to Gaisuko since them boys coming, right? Before the first budget was read, they had $600 million. Gaisuko proper now, these are not workers. And then as we had different budgets, September 2020, 329. That was the biggest budget ever. Gaisuko got 4 billion. Gaisuko got 5 billion. By December, supplemental, they got 4. February 2021 budget, right? $383 billion. Gaisuko got 2 billion out of that budget. June and December, they got more billions, 1.5 and 5.1 respectively. That is 2021. 2022 budget, that was the biggest budget ever. That was the 552.9 billion budget. Gaisuko got 6 billion out of that. And this was the production for a scrap this year from all them billions. IFLOT make 66 Tons, not 1,000 tons.
You know, when we call the numbers, they may go by a little quickly for you. But when you see the graphic,
Right? Gaisuka was, I thought was to produce 4,000 metric tons. 4,000, they produce 66.
No,
right?
but no, you.
And say, we doing great. We won't have a sugar shortage.
But you're missing a very,
Right.
very key note also, Sharon, is the fact that not only what they were supposed to produce is a 20,261, as you're seeing in there. That target is less than the target from the year before.
Yeah, and they can't produce that. And they can't produce it. They're in a bad spot, folks. So that was on that front. So the production level for this year is down. The production level for this year is down. But as you mentioned during the early moments of the program, they're coming back today. Is today or tomorrow they're coming back?
Today.
I was suspended. I even know. Right? $44.7 billion. They're coming back to ask for more billions. And Gaisuka got money in this.
Always.
They got about 3 or 4 billion they want to give to Gaisuka from this. So the citizen can buy tractor that can't work here.
Substandard.
Right?
Wow.
That is where we are. That is precisely where we are. You understand? And that is why, you see, same old crookishness. Same old crookishness. Sadly, same old crookishness. But don't take it from us. Don't take it from us about PPP and these projects and so on. You know, Anand Gulsran, who writes on these issues, understands these issues. He said these buys are always a failed project. Right? Every big failed project this country ever had was under the PPP. Cherry Dragon International Airport, he said that was a failed one. Skeldon Sugar Factory. Sugar Factory. Look money, look you at 200 million. 200, is that million?
I'm not seeing where you're looking, my dear.
Second part of the graphic from the left. Right? It was slated at 150 million US.
Okay.
And then it went to 200 million US for the Skeldon Sugar Factory that never produced a pack of profitable sugar. And they're coming for billions more to pour into Gaisuka. The one laptop for family fail. The fiber optic cable project fail.
But when it comes to,
but we're going down the road still.
No, but when it comes to sugar, I mean, we have to continue to beat the fact that they are the projections. I don't know how else to put it over. The projections being made by the PP administration when it comes to sugar, what we would have been expected, what you should have been seeing is that every year they set a higher target because every year they're doing better because that would be the aim of an
and these are the sugar gurus.
Good. That would have been their aim. They said they were coming in and they're going to make it good and all of that. What you are seeing, and I don't want you to forget it, what you are seeing is that every year, this year, they're saying this is how much we're going to produce. So the end of it, if they get to this amount, they're going to say, oh, well, we achieve around 50% of the target. But the next year, they're starting here because they're estimating here that this is our target. But then they're falling short. So the end of it, what they're effectively doing is that they're breaking down sugar production to bring it to a level of zero. That's what they're trying to do.
Same old crookedness.
But in the process, the money is being injected there. It's just money for corruption. It's just money to squander
money for the boys.
Exactly.
Money for the boys.
What is happening there.
Because Tony Vera is right where you are. Read what he said last in his letter. I think it's in a notation there. What he said last in his letter is quite interesting. Here's what he said. Here's what he says. Tony Vera, former board member of Gaisuka. He said he still wants to work with the PPP government. He's a professional. This is part of his years of expertise. He wants to work with them. He says, this CEO was appointed around September 2020. The production of Gaisuka was 88,000 tons that year. In just 2 years, I'm saying that if we achieve half of that amount in 2022, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, but Tony Vera needs to acknowledge also what I just said, that the CEO for Gaisuka is working in doing what he's doing in the most ridiculous of manner. And I joined the call to say, just get rid of him altogether, right? But it's not just the CEO you have to look at. Tony Vera needs to acknowledge he needs to acknowledge that the target that they're setting is less every single year. So they're not setting a target for sugar to do
Yeah.
better. They're
Yeah.
literally setting a target that says sugar is failing,
Yeah.
and that the PPP have acknowledged that
Yeah.
sugar is failing.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. That
Yeah.
every year,
Failing
every
for
time.
Jaguar, but not for your fund.
Ah,
Right? You see, when April went high flood, so 66,000 tons out of 4,000. It's plenty. 66 tons, rather. 66 tons, not 1,000. 66 tons out of
Yep.
4,000. It's pass. It's flying colors.
that is correct.
Right? See, Jaguar got a little thing between the years. He said, no, this thing can't work. Let me check this whole thing. April said, no. Right? You see, Jaguar don't live in the sugar belt. Jaguars live up the road. Irfan is living high flood. So he got to go back to them people. You understand me? You got the big house they mentioned it. Right? You got to go back there and face them people when high flood sugar industry face. Not Jaguar. Jaguar right in Prado. He's the no sugar people wrong there. And if any sugar people living wrong, he's the executives. Right? It says and them boys, it's not workers. Right? He estate so big. Right? So got estate on his estate. They say from the road to Jaguar house is about 10-mile driving. Right?
Well, I'm never gonna find out.
You don't see
I'm
sugar
not
people
headed in
close
that
by.
direction.
Yeah. Unless you know Sue carrying for some investments, so on. You know, but folks, that is where we are. It's a sad place. And with all that's happening in the sugar industry, them boys coming to the National Assembly today to throw more money down the black hole. Right? Throw more money. And you hear big uncle in the marketplace saying, raise public servant salary, man.
No.
Right? Raise it. No. They're going to throw more money down in. Billions more for guys to go.
One of the, and when you just spoke with the salaries, I have to address one of the comments that I saw, and sometimes I understand why people make comments that they make when you realize their lack of understanding as to what is going on. And one of the comments that I saw coming in when we were speaking about raising public servant salary, someone actually said, why say that now when y'all never raise the salary?
Oh, Lord.
None of the fact that somebody would make a comment like that, it just shows their level of.
They ain't watching me long. They weren't in touch with things happening.
They're not in touch with nothing in Guyana at all. This person can't be living here. But that's why it's important for us to know it. We can talk about inflation rate, and I want to close my bit of commenting on this front, because we can talk about inflation rate, because inflation rate was so stable under the APNU AFC administration that it was right there at 1%, 1 point being 0.9%, practically no inflation. And with that, public servants received the pay increase every single year. We increased when it comes to the minimum wage by almost 100% during our tenure in office in that 5-year period, right?
Yeah.
We spoke. We're not only speaking about it. We know we've walked the walk when it comes to representation of the most vulnerable in society, and that we're asking that it continues. And what we're seeing right about now is 10 steps backwards to where we fought so hard to get persons.
Naomi Drucker says that Tony Vera, Tony took Jaguar serious when he said they ain't corrupt. I think so too. And Warren Figueroa says no respect and sympathy for Tony Vera. I feel the exact same way. To read Tony Vera's letter, when he was a parliamentarian for the PNC, he had a good working relationship with Irfan Ali, and he's an approachable fellow, something like that. And so he went and signed up with them. I feel like Warren, no sympathy.
You made it bad.
You made your bed. Don't cut where you can't fetch. Right? And Naomi says he took him seriously when he said they ain't corrupt. It's true. It's true. He drank the Kool-Aid. Now he paying the price. He paying the price, I think Nourish said it better. Right? If you ain't corrupt, they want to deal with you. Right? You see, if we're not going for straighten out things, and read the right act, he know who he bad for. He going to have a conversation. How come he want to have a conversation with Akeem Jeffries? Right? How can you want to have a conversation? And there's less mess on that front. But right, you pouring billions into Akeem car first. This guy should go car first. You be pouring billions of taxpayers that. But he ain't got the same venom. He wants to have a conversation. Oh wow, hypocrite you.
Look, what they want to do is to go and say that when we give you X, we expect gratitude, gratefulness, right? And we don't expect to be reading these things in the media.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
conversation is
We
going to be
vexed.
like.
None of it happening. None of they got teeth in and contracts they went out Wild West for things guys who used to do for itself according to Vera. No, no, no. Why you can't sing in the press? Wicked set of people.
Yes. And when we talk about corruption in closing, I can say that I think that the PP administration owe the fishermen the least a bit that they should be doing is give some full page coverage with the list of the fisher
Yeah,
folks that are
transparency,
registered
good
to,
governance, all those
the
nice
list
things.
of the fisher folks that is
Yeah,
registered to
yeah,
collect this grant. Just
yeah,
publish it in the media.
yeah, yeah.
Publish
All
it.
those good things, all those good things. Yeah. Listen, names,
List the names.
transparency, accountability, good governance, and so on. Rule of law, shared prosperity, shared growth, and so on. Those things that the Americans they recommend us for. No, they're just like we sort of call me to Washington to shake my
Yes.
hand and take out photographs because
But
they
that's
need it.
it.
They need it. They need it. That's it.
That's our time. That's our time,
Yeah,
folks. Thank
yeah,
you so much
Stay
for
safe,
joining us.
folks. Hundreds of you have joined us, and we're so privileged this morning. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button and partner with us as well, folks, because it helps the programs to keep going. It's a new month, new responsibilities. We're still trying to dig out from last month, but it is what it is. A new month is here, and we got more responsibilities added. Help us, partner with us, so we can go from strength to strength. That's my time, as Rita says.
Yep.
See you guys back at 12 for our podcast.